Epitxme is a talented young artist who has recently been making a name for himself in the underground music scene. Hopefully this video will help you learn a little bit more about him. Growing up in North Carolina, Epitxme would find an appreciation for music during his youth. He mentioned his father being a big Michael Jackson fan, and Epitxme would enjoy this music as well. Epitxme specifically included really liking the song titled "You Are Not Alone." By the time Epitxme got a little bit older, he would become a fan of electronic music around the age of 10 years old. Epitxme said that one day while he was playing Black Ops 2, his teammate had suggested looking up a Nightcore version of the song titled "I'm Blue." Following this, Epitxme had become a fan of the whole Nightcore scene and was super interested in it. He also mentioned really enjoying artists such as Kesha and Pitbull around this time that introduced him to club/party music. Despite the fact that Epitxme was a music fan growing up, it actually wasn't his main interest. Throughout his youth, Epitxme's main interest revolved around cars. He said that his love for cars was sparked after viewing the Disney movie Cars when he was only 3 years old. Epitxme went on to say that his dad shared this love for cars, so much so that his father would even build them, and because of their shared interest in this hobby, Epitxme would begin accompanying his father to the shop as a kid to learn more about it. By the time Epitxme was 16 years old, he built his first car and got into drifting around this time as well. This was a big deal for him because he ended up getting sponsorships for his drifting, and making money doing what he loved at such a young age was a huge achievement for him. At this point in the Epitxme story, we're going to switch gears, no pun intended, back into music because it was actually through the car community that Epitxme first started experimenting with making music himself. Epitxme said that around the time he got into drifting and building his own cars, he ended up becoming a fan of the genre of funk music. Epitxme had discovered funk through car edits on TikTok, and he became inspired to try his hand at making this style of music himself. Epitxme said that it didn't really work out for him as he didn't have anyone to help him get started, and he was just trying to learn FL Studio himself at 16 years old. He was also still hyper-focused on building cars/drifting, so he decided to quit the whole music thing for the time being. About a year later in 2022, Epitxme decided to give music a shot again after discovering the artist Keki with his Party to Daybreak album. Epitxme became re-inspired by this new style of music and began experimenting with creating it himself. Unfortunately, during this time, Epitxme felt he wasn't quite able to find his sound, which resulted in him still not taking music too seriously. Moving on to the next important stop in Epitxme's musical journey brings us to the beginning of 2024. Epitxme said at this point he really started to enjoy the genre of shoegaze, mentioning artists such as Quanic and What's a Heart as being some of his favorites in the genre. Epitxme started to create shoegaze music himself and said that these songs really weren't all that bad. At this point, Epitxme was more into music than he ever was before. He decided to try creating scenecore music again and made some songs that he was pretty happy with this time around. Realizing that he might have some potential, Epitxme really focused on improving his music, watching countless tutorials on how to better use FL Studio, and getting closer to finding his sound through experimenting with the Crush Club genre. It was towards the middle of 2024 when Epitxme decided to reach out to Keki to purchase a feature. Epitxme said that when he reached out to Kets, he sent over some demos and Keki said they sounded good. To Epitxme's surprise, Keki then actually sent an open to Epitxme. Epitxme would try out a few different versions of flows and lyrics on the open until he found out what worked best. Following this, Wasty had reproduced the beat, creating the song that we now know as Superstar, released in November of 2024. Epitxme stressed the importance of meeting Keki, stating that Keki introduced him to everyone in the scene and more or less just took him under his wing in general. Epitxme also really shouted out Wasty and credits him as being a huge help as well. Going further back in Epitxme's discography, the song titled Crave featuring Dollreal was released in October of 2024. Epitxme said he reached out to Dollreal on SoundCloud very early in his career, and she was actually down to work with him despite Epitxme being a much smaller artist at the time. Epitxme included that she helped him out with some mixing super early on, and she is a very honorable mention as well. The next release of Epitxme's was the song titled To The Beat, and Epitxme actually pinpoints this as where he truly felt like he found his sound as an artist. He said that this song was originally produced by Danny DV, however he had just recently met Wasty and thought having it reproduced by Wasty might be a great opportunity for himself. Epitxme went on to say that with the Wasty reproduction, he truly found his sound, and following this, his music production had skyrocketed in quality. Moving forward, the song titled Ever Since You Left featuring Dur was released. Epitxme said that this song was actually not planned at all and that him and Dur were just in a call together on the same day that they met each other, talking about relationship problems and how people had done them wrong in the past. In that very same call, Dur had suggested that the two artists should make a song together about this topic, and the rest is history. Skipping over Superstar, which we talked about already, brings us to the release of featuring Zaduma. Epitxme said that he had met Zaduma a few weeks before this song was released. It was originally supposed to be an open for Keki, however Epitxme decided to have Zaduma hop on it for their first collaboration together. Since then, these two artists have been great friends and close collaborators. Epitxme said Zaduma also helped him with a lot of mixing techniques and is another huge person to shout out. Lastly, Epitxme's most recent release is the song titled Unforgivable. Epitxme said he's just been experimenting with different styles, and in this song he tried a more slow and sad approach to Crush Club. Unforgivable has been doing well for Epitxme, so we can probably expect more in this style. As far as plans for the future go, Epitxme plans to keep on creating Crush Club. He said he has finally found his sound in it and he's getting better day by day, constantly working on improving. He also said the part that keeps him going is the support he has from his fans, and he appreciates every single last one of them. Epitxme is a great young talent and I look forward to seeing where his career takes him. Well, that's all for this video. Big shout out to Hopeless for the edit, and please subscribe for more mini documentaries on various underground artists.